What's going on, guys? Back again with another New York or Nothing video. I want to start by talking about the NBA play-in tournament. Like I said in the last video, the NBA playoffs are like Christmas for basketball fans, so what better way to kick off the playoffs than talking about the new system that's in the play-in tournament. Now I'm going to explain to you guys what the play-in tournament is, just in case you guys don't know. In the NBA there are two sides. There's the Eastern Conference and there's the Western Conference. So how the playoffs usually play out is that the number 1 to 8 seed from the Eastern Conference and the number 1 to 8 seed in the Western Conference duke it out, and then their respective winners come play each other for the NBA Finals. This is something that's been going on for forever. But last year, the NBA took an opportunity with the bubble to start something called a play-in tournament. We've seen this with the WNBA, and this is something from the NCAA to give the feeling of like an elimination game, like a do or die situation, kind of like the NFL where they don't play series like they do in the NBA. Like it's a 7-game series, first to 4 wins. Instead, they do elimination games. So NBA wanted to spice it up and add this format to the NBA playoffs. So now, instead of the traditional 1 to 8 making to playoffs, we have 1 to 6 guaranteed playoff seeding, and then the 7 to 10 will be playing it out for the spots in the 7th and 8th spot. So how it works is that the 9 and 10 play against each other, and the 7 and 8 play against each other. The 7 and 8 seeds both have 2 opportunities to win games. So whoever wins between the 7th and 8th seed secures the 7th seed. And the loser of that has an opportunity to play against the winner of the 9 and 10. Loser of the 9 and 10 is immediately eliminated, and they get to play an opportunity for the 8th seed. Now this gives other organizations an opportunity to play in the playoffs, something that every team wants to do to gain that playoff experience and just have a crack at the playoffs. I really thought my New York Knicks would be in that area, but luckily we were able to secure a 4 seed. This year's play-in tournament is going to be super spicy and super interesting because on the West Coast we saw the last year's champions, the LA Lakers, fall down all the way to 7th seed, so they have to play in the play-in tournament against LeBron's ex-rival from the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. Oh man, what a series it's gonna be. We got Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, versus the potential GOAT, LeBron James, and these guys have a little bit of a history against each other. So the NBA got really lucky with this one, and they got a really nice play-in game lined up for us that fans are really excited about. Now the reason that LeBron and them are here is because due to injuries, a lot of just fatigue from playing in the finals last year, having a very short off season, but I think they have a good shot at making it through and winning against the Warriors. Not to say the Warriors aren't a threat. They could definitely give the Lakers a run for their money, but I actually do think the Lakers and the Warriors might just end up securing those 7th and 8th seeds. Either one of the teams winning to secure the 7th spot. I don't see either one of those teams losing against the winner from the 9 and 10. So my prediction is that the Lakers are going to be winning the game against the Warriors, and the Warriors will be beating whoever comes out of the 9 and 10 matchup, which is the Spurs and Grizzlies. The Grizzlies and Spurs matchup is going to be a little bit boring, honestly, unless you really like a little bit of fundamental basketball, and depends on what kind of team you're trying to root for. So the Grizzlies are a very young and up-and-coming team. They have a lot of nice young pieces in Dillon Brooks, John Morant, Jonas Valanciunas is a little bit older, but he's been playing out of his mind. So their whole lineup is just a lot of fun to watch. But then you have the Spurs, who have a lot of veteran players, a lot of older players, and a good mix of everything. That's just how the Spurs are. But they have Greg Popovich, the greatest coach of all time, besides maybe Phil Jackson. So it's going to be an intense matchup, but I really do think I see the Spurs edging out the Grizzlies to face probably the Warriors against after the Lakers and Warriors ended up playing it out. Move on over to the Eastern Conference side of things. Those are the games that are going to be happening tonight, so my predictions might come true or not come true immediately. We're gonna find out tomorrow. But let's talk about the opportunities that these teams have had down the stretch. The red hot Wizards, man. This team, besides the Knicks, I would say coming into the playoffs, have been the hottest team, accumulating a lot of wins. Wizards were able to secure the 8th seed while playing their hearts out behind the backs of all-star players Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, who just didn't seem to really click in the beginning of the season, but really gained some momentum down the stretch. And that's what every NBA team wants. That's what any sports team wants. You want to just gain momentum into the playoffs. So I like the Wizards shot. They were riddled with a lot of COVID and injuries through the whole season, so this is their chance to really strike while it's hot. And honestly, they're going to be playing the Celtics, who I just don't think have the momentum to really carry into the playoffs. They have a second shot to win against the 9-10, and I could see them edging out whoever comes in a 9-10. It just depends on how the Celtics really look tonight, but I honestly could see the Wizards beating them in like a double-digit win, because, man, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook have been on a mission. They really want to show and prove to everyone that they still got it and they can make it work. You know, with all the trade rumors around Bradley Beal and all the shit talking about Russell Westbrook all season, I think they're here to fight, and I like my odds with the Wizards tonight. When we go into the 9-10 matchup, it's the Charlotte Hornets against the Indiana Pacers. Now, I'm biased. I have been like enamored by LaMelo Ball since he was in the Australian League, I want to say. His passing ability is just different tier, and you know, translating into the NBA level, his passing has been probably the best passer in the NBA right now, raw talent wise, and he really came into his own in terms of with that 3-point shot and you know, navigating around the court, picking the right shot, picking when to pass. So I'm a little bit biased towards the Hornets. I think they have a good shot at beating the Pacers. I just don't like the Pacers in general. I think, like I said, with the Wizards and Celtics team, a lot of this has to do with momentum. And yeah, the Pacers were able to win a few games down the stretch, but I really think Nate Bjornick or something, their coach, him in the locker room don't have it together. And yeah, maybe they could rally and win, but I like my shot with LaMelo and Terry Rozier and those guys. Miles Bridges. These guys have been playing phenomenal all year. Their games have been so much fun to watch, and honestly, I want to see LaMelo get a shot in the playoffs. I want to see what he has to do. They're a really exciting team, and it's been so much fun to hear their calls, hear their announcers get so hyped when Bridges does the dunks and whatnot. So shout out the Hornets. I think they have a good shot at it. In general, my thoughts about the play-in tournament, I think it's great. I actually liked it last year when I thought the Knicks would have a chance at it this year. That's what I was hoping for in terms of preseason predictions for the Knicks. I really thought we'd have a shot at the play-in tournament, not really secure seeding in the playoffs. I actually was so pessimistic. I thought we'd be like 10th seed or something and, you know, work our way up, get these guys some experience. But man, I'm so proud of our guys. Let's not talk too much about that. I could go for years about how proud I am of this Knicks team. I think the play-in tournament is a great opportunity. It's a really cool idea that gives other teams a reason to really play down the stretch with regular season games. We got to see a lot of that take place at the end of this regular season, where a lot of teams were taking the game seriously against each other. Some games were making the matchups in terms of who gets to play in the play-in tournament, who secures the playoff seeding. Like the Knicks, because of other teams losing, because of what was happening, you really get to pay attention to the NBA and see what's happening, keep up, because I really wanted my Knicks to secure the 4th seed to play Atlanta. So you're just keeping up with all the standings, and I think it gives NBA viewers more of a reason to watch the games. A lot of me and my friends were talking about it down the stretch, like, wow, this Hornets game is so tight with the Wizards because it secures this game, or oh, this game with the Grizzlies and Warriors is so important because it secures this game. The playoff matchups have been amazing, and the NBA is so lucky, man, and NBA fans are so lucky. We're going to have a chance to see LeBron James and Steph Curry go head-to-head in a play-in elimination, double elimination game, technically, because you have 2 chances, but still, nonetheless, a really cool shot. Steph Curry's been red hot, earning the scoring title this year, and having the most points, having the most threes, I want to say. He's been on a tear, just carrying that team, and LeBron just with something to prove. He got something to prove. You know about that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the play-in tournament, and if you guys agree or disagree with my predictions. Who do you guys think will be coming out of the East and West? If you guys like my content and want to hear more about the NBA or New York sports content, make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. As usual, it's always love. Really appreciate you guys tuning in, and hope to talk to you guys soon about the Knicks and Hawks matchup. Peace.